You are looking live from the Windy City, the home of the Chicago Pier, one of the fine landmarks here. And this is the Budweiser Cup Series for the Chevelle 100. Why we are in Chicago instead of Australia? Well, we'll get to that. But as qualifying is ongoing, we take a look at the point standings heading into this race. After 6 races, we got 1/3 of the completion of season number 7. Laura Chinor at the top of the standings with Skylar Den P2. It is Jugo Shinome in P3, Hector Garcia in P4, Wallen Fisher top 5, Joseph Landy Pavlon in P number 6, William Gregory, P7, Harrison G-Man in 8th, Ryder Lee at 9th, and Ann Scott completes the top 10. 78 points between 1st and 10th, so starting to see a bit of stretchy gaps between one driver from another. The full season points from FSA values consistency, especially with not as big as field counts as you would imagine, but it's pretty much the norm here in the Budweiser Cup Series. Still qualifying ongoing, which is I suppose I started a bit too early, but well, it is what it is. So, as you look at the provisional qualifying order, why are we in Chicago? Well, going for the notes from the Adams Calder Park, the road course that was meant to be tonight's race is, quote, too narrow. So, if your concern is the amount of racing room provided, just the track width, I don't know if a street course is the next best option, but I might say. Got 1 minute left. Might as well look over the scenery. Got the fine water here that's technically counts as Lake Michigan. I have a theory. It's just that long before NASCAR went to the Chicago Street Course, they were very prominent on hosting an event in the city. I'll explain why when a little bit later, but for now, happy hour is going on, so that means qualifying is official. Lana Lau on the pole by 6/10. God damn, dude. Well, they gonna stink up the field. Laura Trinora joins him on the front row. Then is Harrison G-Man and Chico Shironome in row number 2. Krupa Wall and Alec Romenzo in row 3, with Joe Shmuda and Joseph Landy Pavlon in row 4. Then it is Ryder Lee, who is the final car to set lap time, and then he'll be occupied by Hector Garcia. So 10 cars, which is not terrible for a road course. The second road course of the season, so yeah. So we get the fatty here. He'll likely be the favorite given his lap time. Got Joe Schmiller, Alec Lorenzo, Lanny Pavlon, who has a win this season and hasn't really been showing up lately, so he's better pick up the pace. Currently 6th in points. Garcia with a throwback. This is the Ralph Earnhardt. If you can see it, because cameras. Ralph Earnhardt inspired car. And T running laps, but he will beat out again. And Laura Chinor, pretty usual. She won at Darlington. We've yet to hit a repeat winner this season, I just noticed while looking over the schedule. So, yeah, Sierra Cooper, who won at Daytona. no relation to Cooper Wall, the driver of the 42 car you are viewing right now. And it is GLP at all clubs, like I mentioned. It was landed at the Riverside. He is here tonight trying to be the first repeat winner this season. And oddly enough, both of them have been on the road courses, assuming he wins. Skylight Den, Atlanta, and Orchard or Darlington, and most recently, Robbie Gilpin at Dover. It's just a strange oddity, this fictional track inspired from the NASCAR 09 variant. This was the only appearance of this fictional venue. Now ported over from NR2003 thanks to ESCO Trackside and their group of developers responsible for many of the V8 supercar tracks. So now it is time to review the theory I have about NASCAR having kind of a hard-on for Chicago. So what I'm presenting you is a map. And there are 3 layouts I have drawn up. So the pink one is Chicago Pier, which is where we're running right now. The yellow one is another EA fictional track. This has many names, but more commonly it is referred to as Lakeshore Drive, much like the actual Lakeshore Drive street. It takes you all the way through the highway, and just on the outskirts as you can view Lake Michigan. And just south of it is what ended up being the real-life product, the Chicago Street Course that ran from 2023 to 2025 and is currently on hiatus. So it's really no surprise that I could see this. Like NASCAR, I don't know if they had any influence on whether Lakeshore Drive or Chicago Pier had to be included somehow, some way into the EA NASCAR titles, but I'm just saying it's a bit too convenient just to have 2 fictional tracks just north of the real thing. I'm just saying. But enough about theorizing hypotheticals and just wacky theories that may or may not be true. What about theorizing about the race? Well, it is indeed a road course and you have to treat it as such. But I feel like it can be a little bit more pack racing than usual. It's just that, well, you're mostly turning left. There's only one right-hand turn, and that's really your sub point. We might as well round board with Alex Lorenzo, assuming he completes a lap. As you head through turn 1 and 2 is going to, well, blow the corner. So he's not helpful. See if GLP would do any better as you went through 1. Never mind, we're going to the race. I just can't have anything tonight, huh?
Drivers, to your cars.
I was gonna take you on a lap, but I suppose we'll have to do that in a race. But you could probably also get a general idea of the track. It's simple. It's technically 4 corners. 5 if you want to separate the hairpin corner a little bit. So 10 drivers are set to take the green flag. It's going to be 55 laps and 2x Verica physics. And point and no return. Have 5 to go, I would imagine. Given it's a smaller road course, you might as well just not risk ending the race under caution. Hovering above the water, the pace car will head uphill towards the pit lane. It will be Landon Lyle and Lord Trenor on the front row, who will lead us to the green flag. Flagman all the way up there. But we are on the way from Chicago. This gap really take it easy to turns one, so easy to hit the time very much we saw in happy hour, but it is going to be Landon Lyle clear for the race lead. There's the G-Man up to second. Got Lord Trenor spinning and is going to not have a great turn 3, and she's gonna have to pull reverse gear for a slight bit, and she'll have to tread back forward after starting front row. She is already in the dumps. And Lyle will lead the opening lap. And here's the G-Man P2. Joseph Landy Pavlon in third. Gonna bow for fifth into turn 1. Oh, that Shmuda overshooting, get clips the tire barrier. It's just so easy to get damaged so early. And turn 1 is going to be a big trouble spot. But Alec Renzel still. Oh, we just quit. Oh my god. They just died. And it's going to be a reset, unfortunately. Bruh.
Drivers,
So
to
much
your
like
cars.
Dover. So 2 weeks in a row now, they did complete the opening lap, but due to bizarre shenanigans, it's going to be a reset. But Lorenzo, I didn't get a chance to bring you the detail. And Lorenzo tried corner cutting just a bit and a little chicane there and just clipped the wall and bounced him back towards Shunome. But this definitely helps the 18 of Lord Tenor. She got an awful opening lap. Had a mistake in turn 3, but now she is going to try this again. I'm actually going to check how many. So 1, 2, 3. I'll just save 4 corners. It's just easier that way. So so the final corner, we'll take a quick on board. This hairpin will classify in my book as 1 corner. If I can get my feet cam working. 55 laps, once again, it will be cut physics, 2x rare, and points in the return. And 5 to go. Try this again. This is the Chevelle 100 from Chicago Pier. It's about to get real windy, and they are on their way. Very late green flag. Caught some of these guys off guard. And Atlanta once again clear of turn 1. Everyone makes it through turn 1. Is B turn 2 technically. And by the top 3 I have pulled away, top 4 rather. Still a bit of a scrap here. This is Hector Garcia trying to make a move on here's the G-Man, or Chikusho Nome rather, but speaking of G-Man, he has bounced off the wall and is losing position, so that great start was all for naught. Lap 1 complete, and hopefully we stay that way. Hopefully we can complete 2 laps this time. No, Janor. Really big start, but not for great start for Janor, but not so for Landolau. He overshoots turn 1 and loses the lead. Look at that passenger side damage. Turn 1, the trouble spot, has bitten the pole sitter only on the second lap. But that's not going to stop him. It will seem that way. It got a run out of 3, but through turn 4, this is going to set him up with some amount of speed as he downshifts to 3rd. It'll be Lodgenor leading the second lap of the race. Early dramas for the 99 car. He's gonna have the inside here. Lodgenor really wide through turns 1 and 2, and it's going to be an easy pass. Landon Lyle back to the race lead. Well, Landy Pavlon having to fend up Hector Garcia for that'll be 3rd place. Got the Urban Tools cars just behind those two, 5th and 6th. Shunume ahead of G-Man. We got Cooper Wall bouncing off the wall a little bit, but still able. Actually, he's gotten clear of Ryder Leave in exchange for positions. Is 42 up to 7th place. Algarenzo already off the pace, and that was 49 second lap time he just set. Yeah, I'll admit, these camera angles aren't the best, so I'll try my best to work around them. On board with Garcia. Had some speed, but didn't get a good upshift up to 4th gear, so he's gonna stall out. Oh, he's gonna punt the 68 a little bit, but the 68 is able to stay off the wall. But the 8 car just didn't take advantage of it. He's a little bit honorable, I'll say that much. And Cooper Ball, 6th place now, just overtaking G-Man. Got Leave and Shmuda just trailing behind, but not close enough, really, to remain in touch with the draft here. Any amount of draft could be useful. And 5 laps complete here at Chicago Pier under the sun. I would like to say otherwise. As someone who is relatively close to the city, is about to rain, so thankfully NR doesn't support that. I mean, you could make it, but you could have rain. You just got toned down the grip lanes, but I wouldn't suggest it. Takes a bit of trickery to accurately make precipitation, if you want to call it that. Still battling for 3rd. This is GLP's number 68. Yeah, Hector Garcia just behind the Ralph Earnhardt's inspired throwback. You might be able to hear it a little bit, and I guess my own topic of grip lanes. The final corner, all that, I don't know what material that is, it's like grading, but that's actually, road mold strips, you know, curbs, so it's gonna be different grip lane, it's just how, be able to handle both of the circuit, then you get the final corner. Kind of just, you know, I can't speak, but we did miss the exchange for 3rd place. Going to be Hector Garcia to gain the better of GLP into turn 1. But caution flag out on the speedway. It's going to be Lanilau winning the race back. Loginor P2, Garcia third. GLP fourth, Shunome in fifth. So we shall see what happened here. Well, it was the Stranglers bound for 8th place. Joe Shmuna just punting Ryder lead and in turn 3, and both of them into the wall. And that constituted as a multi-car wreck. And look at Ryder lead, rear end damage. It's just a hard leg into the right side wall. So under caution for the first time. Pit lane opens, and here we go. Not as big as an incline as you would imagine, but it's still an incline nonetheless. That gives an opportunity for Lando Lau. He biffed it into turn 1 on the second lap and has all that damage, so this is a good chance for him to repair it. And everyone's going to take 4 tires here. It should be no brainer for these road courses. While Lau gets enough hits, he still wins out the pit lane. Jonor second, Garcia third. See what the 09 has. Oh, they repaired it. That's cool. And we're just waiting on Shmuda. So a good chunk of black flags. According to the 99, it was for unsafe exit. Potentially take a gander on that. Well, we're under caution. I don't see anything wrong. And same with the 09. What they're exiting. Yeah, I don't see an issue. So, goofy track moment. Under the first caution flag here in the Budweiser Cup Series from Chicago Pier. It'll be Lando Lau leading with actually we're coming at a restart. And there they go. We're on the green. Lando Lau jumps to the good gap. It'll be Janor having to fend off Garcia for second place. With the end to turn number 1, everyone giving each other a bit more space. And the only battle really is for 6th place, that being Cooper Wall. And he's going to actually lose 2 positions. He was 5th on the restart, but now he is pretty much last. On 9th place now. We did have one retirement, that being Alec Rolenzo. But jacking back towards the front. There was rule changes in regards to restarts. So originally, for the longest time, it is up to the admins to call the green flag, but that has been changed. Now it is up to the leader to call the green within game chat. I'll bump from the 08 to the 18 and a bit more side-by-side action. It's 8 and 68 trading paint. His RCG-man is 5th place, hoping to take advantage of this, but wasn't close enough, and his speeds ultimately neutralized as both he and GLP brushed the wall. It allows Shunome to take advantage of the number 97, the Urban two cars side by side down the front stretch. It will be Shinonome looking to get clear. Oh, the spin behind that being Cooper Wall. Only single car. Yeah, top 3 has strong outs. And it'll still be landing out at the head of the ship here. Trenor B2, Garcia third. I didn't really check fuel stuff, so I would presume it's still one-stop strategy. Likely for fuel. I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries a two-tire call. And I was smoking on entry just a little bit, but I'm just trying to get the most out of his car right now. It's a bit luck, cause like you'll see this a lot with gripped up tracks. It's like, yeah, you could get away with it more on braking, but that doesn't mean you can't lock up. So the more grip there is on a track, the less you'll have to lift off in order to correct the lockup. About to complete 15 laps out of 55. Everyone has started to single file out. Only battle really is for 7th. This is Ryder Leave against Joe Shmuda. And down the backstretch into turn 4. Ryder really on the apron there. And Joe Shmuda clips the wall, so it'll be a successful defensive and defensive tactics for Ryder Leave. Meanwhile, Garcia has closed up for 2nd place. Quick upshifts for Hector Garcia. It's like, I thought he could get away with it. Maybe right line a little bit, but probably just preserving the engine. Or he's having some sort of controller issues again, because I've been hearing him letting off a little bit. Lana Lounge is whispering for some reason, but they're still having a mid-off here. And this time Joe Schmidt gets a better run through turn 3. It's able to clear the 0-9 before turn 4. Lana has checked out. He just set his PB. You might as well look at that. Hector Garcia actually has the fastest lap of the race, 43.59. Lana Lau's time is 2nd place. Lochador 3rd fastest, GLP 4th, and Cooper Wall 5th fastest. About to complete 18 of 55 laps. It'll be Lana Lau at the lead, Lochador P2, Garcia in 3rd, GLP in 4th, Jukusho Nume in 5th, Harrison G-Man in 6th, Joe Shmuda in 7th, Ryder Leave in 8th, and Cooper Wall in 9th. With Alec Lorenzo the only DNF of the race. Yeah, really, just nothing really to talk about. They're all strung out until pit stops. Got the Urban Tools cars finding each other again, 5th and 6th. That's really about that. Got Chanor up the road from Garcia. Just he looks outside. This is for a position. I don't know if there was contact from that, but he ultimately loses the position. It's gonna be a tough order for Garcia to overtake Trenor. We're still not at the halfway point. Meanwhile, it's just been smooth sailings almost for Landau. Apart from the one mistake, he's been able to lead the most laps. The GLP with damage. I don't know how that occurred. Why? I just want to look back at GLP, then I find this. So what compelled the Fit 35 to stop? Strange. There wasn't a caution for that, but very strange. According to Lyle, who is in the same TeamSpeak BCSM, Shmuda experienced frame drops, which, given this is an ESCO track where, if I remember, it is the DAT file I read it at 190 megabytes, which is not recommended for NR tracks. I could say it's reasonable. I mean, look at it, detailed to this place. It's just ESCO and BBMC ready to go all out on these tracks, and while I do like visually attractive racetracks, still gonna provide the functionality of if a low-end PC, the shitbox laptop, if you will, can run it with no issues, then that should be the benchmark. On board again with Garcia, trying to backs off turn 1 this time. He looked to have a run on the 18, but nothing to avail. She leaves the door open a little bit, but Garcia chooses not to take it. Really sideways to 18. Right there, you kind of just see the two different approaches I expected through turn 3. Got Charnor, who wins with a more traditional route, just going right side to maximize turn 2, but then you lose all that straight lane speed down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Garcia hugged the left side wall and prioritized turn 3 to get the better exit, and that did provide him with a bit speed, but he's been neglecting to take the position, whether deliberately or he's experiencing controller issues again. That time he did much better difference, and now they're going to be side by side, but that didn't last long. got second retirement. Here's the G-Man out of the race. So 8 cars remain here at Chicago Pier, number 09 down the pit lane. And they're already a lap down. And Neeb's still in the pit lane. No clue what that's about. Based on the chat messages, they likely had an RNG failure, but I can't really confirm that. Meanwhile, there's a gap now. Just what happened now? Like, well, the GLP spinning again, but my concern is what happened to Garcia. He got loose on entry, it bounced off the wall. Now he has damage to repair. As we have just breached halfway here at Chicago Pier, Landon Lau has led almost every lap. Lochinora P2, Hector Garcia in third, Juko Shonome in fourth. Ryder Lieb is lap down, meanwhile fifth, but it's actually GLP who has just retired, so that would promote Cooper Wall up to fifth, with Joe Schmuda in sixth. So that leaves 7 cars on the race course. There's 6 of them on the lead lap. Ryder Lieb, only driver 1 lap down, or 3 laps down in this case. So it will also appear that the black flag for not exiting the pace safely is just a constant issue, so well, I think I have to get those cleared at the after the green flag pit cycle, if there is one. Meanwhile, Landon Lau has caught himself traffic at Joe Schmuda up the road, and Cooper Wall just a little ways further. Mostly just a battle of survival as much as we've been seeing lately. Three DNFs. Landon Lau smacking the wall. Hector Garcia having issues. Joe Schmuda with issues. Cooper Wall has damage. It's like, I think, like, 2 drivers yet to claim any noticeable damage, that being Laura Trinor in second place and Juko Nome in fourth. The rest have fallen into some sort of issue or mistake. And speaking of which, Landon Lau overshoots turn 4, crosses the wall, and now he's gonna have to get by Joe Schmuda again. Schmuda chooses inside. And 99 back in front of him to put him 1 lap down. And bad day got to worse for the 09 as you almost saw Landon Lau spin. Ryder Lieb has lost 3rd gear. In road course racing, every gear matters. So it's best to preserve them. Meanwhile, I think Shinonome just spun? Or was that someone else? No, just a bit of a loose moment. Bad for second, back on. Got Hector Garcia caught back up to Trinor. On the rear bumper, but doesn't want to bump her out of the way. the while, Hanalao has just been... He's just been locked in. 4.5 second lead over second place. Still yet to see pit stops. I would imagine if they had to occur, this is the pit window. So you can make the rest of the race from here and get an even split on tires. Because from what I'm looking at lap times, the leader has fallen off 1 second. Look further back. Half a second off it is Ternor, so probably just a mistake. Garcia, 2 seconds off, so a lot of these are probably mistakes, but I would have a second fall off actually for Lando Lau, so his best is a 43.79. This recent lap was a 44.1, so there isn't a whole lot of tire fall off here, so this is more of a talk of fuel game. Whether or not these drivers can make it on fuel. And if they can't make it, do you take a splash or, well, I would say take a splash. It's not worth taking tires by this point. Unless they're shredded and are about to blow out. That's really about it. These drivers are likely going to stretch as long as they can, and they probably aren't going to pit soon. Because what if a caution comes out? Gonna stack everyone up, and you'll likely fall a lap down. There's only been one pit stop under green flag conditions, that being right or leave, but they were having issues, so no one really knows what the pit stop dilemma is like. Do you fall a lap down or not? With Cooper Wall, 5th place, just falling a lap down to race leader Landon Lau. Excuse me. This is lap 37 of 55 in the Budweiser Cup Series from Chicago Pier. Landon Lau, race leader. Got Lochinora P2, trying to get by lap traffic. Same as Hector Garcia in 3rd. Quite a ways back is Juko Shionome in 4th place. And he is the final car on the lead lap as we have Landon Lau down the pit lane. So this is likely a scheduled stop, trying to get the tire advantage on the field. So this promotes Lochinora to the race lead. Yeah, Hector Garcia P2. And Joe Shmuda follows Lau into the pits. Might as well move this cam over to pit entry to get a better idea of who's pitting and who isn't. And one of those pitters up the road is Cooper Wall, but it is Lochinora trying to cover off Landon Lau. Hector Garcia stays out, I saw, so he will inherit the lead, if I can speak. It's no surprise that Garcia wants to stay out a little bit longer. I saw this at Watkins Glen last season. He went 3 laps longer than Lau did and was able to keep pace with him. But now only 2 laps farther than Lau is number 8 car as he'll flock down the pit lane. Or rather up the pit lane, because this is elevated. Let's check in with the leaders. Got Janor on the backstretch. Landau has gotten past. So Landau up to second, but he'll likely beat Garcia out as he's just gotten service has completed repairing damage now, so he's definitely going to lose the lead. And one key note on why the 99 is still out front and is in fact pulled away. He has gained a time on Lord Janor. He still has damage on the passenger side, so he has opted not to take repairs. And it makes sense. This is the only pit stop of the race under green flag conditions, and it'll cost you time. And he already had a comfy lead prior to pitting, so might as well increase it. He could have waited, taken service, but that would mean he is in the clutches of Tranor and would risk losing the race lead. So he would, yeah. So yeah, 99 took repair, didn't take repairs. Meanwhile, Tranor and Garcia did. Although I don't think Tranor had any damage to begin with, so I highly doubt that would be the primary reason as to why Lau has gained on the 18 car. Shionome up the pit lane. They're going to be the final pit car to pit. As we are under 15 laps to go here at Chicago Pier for the Budweiser Cup Series. Landau been dominant all race long and looking to go back to back on the road courses. My rider lead gets out of the way, already a handful laps down. So what was the battle for second between Janor and Garcia? It's gonna take a bit out of Garcia to regain 7, or by now 6 seconds over Janor. 44.7 versus, if I can find him, 43.6 for Garcia. So Garcia did gain 1 second this time around on Janor, using the 1 lap fresher tires compared to the 18 to his advantage. So it'll be 3 retirements so far as a reminder, and now only the top 3 on the lead lap. So Shionome been keeping quiet in 4th place, is currently the lucky dog position if a caution were to be called within the concluding laps of this race. And is another second gained for Garcia actually, so he is closing in, and if he keeps his pace, he can overtake for 2nd place. Metronor into this has the points lead heading into this race, so to be in P2, she definitely made the best of a race she could. She only led 2 laps, if I recall, so she did the best she could, but ultimately Landau has nabbed up pole and most laps led those have been locked up long time ago. As for fast lap, well, she needs to pick up 5/10 to uh, take that bonus point away. Meanwhile, Colin Teague has fallen out our race admin, but he's back. Little battle here, not for position. That'll be Ryder Beeb versus Cooper Wall. Cooper Wall is already checked out. I don't even think that was a battle. It's just the 09 moving out of the way. 53-second lap time. Last lap round for the 09 car, so definitely off pace. .439, 44.5, 6/10. This time for Garcia against Tranor. And that's really the only battle I can really look at, because everyone else is spread out. Janor does have Shunome up the road, but not for position. Wait for 2, 43.6. Still 6/10. The advantage that Garcia had in terms of tires is slowly fading away. He was gaining 1 second a lap, now it's down to 6/10 over the previous 2 laps, from what I can tell. But he still got 7 laps to go as they cross the line, so he still has plenty of time. It was 6 seconds, but now it's down to closer to 3 seconds as they hit the front stretch. I think what's helping Garcia is Shunome being in front of Lower Tranor. She hasn't been able to guide around that 51 car. And it's not like he's slow either. He said 45.4 of this lap. 45.1 for Tranor, so he's not slow by any means. The 51 is 4th place, and currently in lucky dog position. And he's racing Laura Tranor like she is the leader. And now back on par, Garcia is 9/10 gain, and he has a better view of the number 18 Pepsi Chevrolet. Still with the early upshifts for number 8, trying to preserve those gears I presume, or just continuing to have controller issues. But at the other end of the track is Landelau, who has just taken 5 laps to go. And either now or this next lap is the point of no return. Another second for Garcia, and I would be surprised if he can't overtake Lord Janor. It's only a 1 lap advantage in terms of tires, but during the first portion of this run, prior to pit stops, he was seen struggling to get by the number 18, so to gain is one thing, as he has just gained another half second this time. He has caught Tranor, but it's another thing to pass her. And it's been proven throughout this race that it's really pretty difficult to get by here at Chicago Pier. Realistically, only 2 prominent places to get to the inside and make use of the corner. As they hit 3 to go. And Garcia's just having, because he could have had a better run down this backstretch, but he just couldn't get the power down. Has to be a control issue by this point. 2 weeks in a row for Garcia, but hopefully he gets that fixed soon. I would like to see what he's truly capable of. Whether or not he could challenge Lando Al will be a mystery. But 2 laps to go. Lando Al with a comfy lead. So all those laps is per second still. And better job through turn 3. It'll be side by side down the backstretch. Garcia, Chanor. And number 8 gets clear. It is white flag, so... and they're still side by side. And finally, Jukushunome lets them go, knowing that points are on the line. That this is for position. And Garcia having to take the longer route through turns 1 and 2. But he's still there. He's got the preferred line through turn 3 here. But it will be Trinora with a better run. But out of turn 4, it will be Lanilau who wins at Chicago Pier. He has sunken the ship at the pier. Meanwhile, they're still at it for second place. The Trinor tries the inside, overshoots it. But Hunter Garcia also makes a mistake in the apex. But it shall be barely enough. Number 8, P2. Number 18 and 3rd. And he didn't race towards the podium places, but obviously a snooze fest for uh the actual reason why people come to watch races is to see who wins the race. And that's just been Lan Lao. This ain't a battlefield, but it's still a battleground nonetheless. In a unconventional way, but Lan Lao burns it down across the pier and it's done. That was really short. Probably because Gnarl is soon. So we shall wrap up. Only 10 people have started. And Lionel is your race winner, Hector Garcia in second, Longinor third place, and the final car to finish on the lead lap. Chikushu Nome in P4 with Cooper Wall in fifth, Joe Shmuda in sixth, Ryder Lieb in seventh, Joseph Lanny Pavlon, DNFs in eighth place, Harrison G-Man in ninth, and Alec Lorenzo completes the 10 car grid. Well, it was really interesting to see how these drivers play out because you got a mock-up street course if you want to. It technically is a street course, but it's on a pier, so really stretches the definition of street courses. But still, it was interesting to see, say the least. We do have one interview.
User was moved to your channel.
Cooper Wall, do you got me?
Yes, I do.
Well, it was just a battle of survival. How was your race?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm again made a stupid mistake at the beginning of the race, but I was fast. I think if I wouldn't have made that mistake at the race, I probably at the beginning of the race, I think I probably could have contended for a podium. But yeah, good race. This is a good result for me because of recent struggles, but hopefully we'll be able to keep this momentum going up in the next week.
And next week will be Richmond Raceway, so hoping you'll do well there. Congratulations on surviving the race. Thank you for joining me.
Yep, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
And then we do have Laura.
User was moved to your channel.
Laura Trenor, do you got me?
Yes, I sure do, Victor. How's your night going?
It's been better, but
Fair enough.
it you and Hector Garcia definitely lifted up my spirits. That was a great battle for second place.
Yeah, it sure was. It was great battling with Hector there. Probably if I did send that final corner, might have, but it's whatever. It's a great points day for us. I was very surprised at our speed today. I thought I was going to be back in the pack today. Surprisingly, ran second most of it, so I'm very happy with that. We continue to pad out our points lead, especially with some people who are in contention not being here, so that really helps us grow our points lead. So I'm very happy and looking forward to next week at Richmond, one of my favorite tracks to run.
You kind of just been the driver as of these last two races. You've just been in the shadow of Robbie Gilvin, and now last week and now this week, Landon Lau. Do we expect you to do better? Perhaps be the dominant driver come Richmond?
Not quite sure, but of course it'd be ideal. But of course, like I've said before, I like to keep my expectations down to earth. But I feel at least I'm going to run good. As long as I'm running consistent, that's all that matters to me. Because I know there are definitely people who are way better at this game than me, like Robbie Gilvin and Landon Lyle. They are extremely talented drivers, and I can only hope to get to their level one day. But I think I'll do really great at Richmond. I've won it in the past, and I think I finished fourth last season. So I'm very excited for it and can't wait to race Richmond. Hopefully, continue to grow our points lead and maybe even win.
Well, from what I've seen and of you driving, you're doing very well, and I agree. Hopefully, you can contend for race wins more often, and who knows, maybe you'll be part of the big leagues. Congratulations on the podium finish. Thank you for joining me.
Of course, thank you for having me. Have a great rest of your night.
User was moved out of your channel.
And that concludes interviews. Might as well wrap up. So that way we can get y'all to Cheese Food Media, where Neural is currently ongoing. The wrapped up qualifying at Daytona International Speedway. Again, that's on Cheese Food Media. Later tonight, Essex also visits Daytona. So back-to-back Daytona races for Friday night action. That'll be at 11:55 p.m. Tomorrow, OSCC heads to Toronto Lakeshore, the 1 mile fictional track in Canada. That'll be 7:55. Well, how far still yet to be determined, but for the time being, it's still labeled as Echo Park Speedway. That'll be covered on Cheese Food Media at 9:30. Meanwhile, Sunday, DSRA heads to the last Great Coliseum of Bristol Motor Speedway for some short track action at 9:30. Next Friday, it'll be Richmond Raceway. If I can count, well, if you want to count Dover as a short track, which personally I don't, so it'll be the first true short track race of the season for the Budweiser Cup Series. And hopefully a bit more grounded compared to last season's race, if you remember that. But next stream I do will be Tuesday for BPNR.